How do you guys look at people like Joe? And I agree with Tripp. Joe is not great. He's best in show. He's the best A-Mike on the internet. And even as not great as he is, he's making $1 million a month. Nobody's bigger than the program. All right, if the people have spoken, they've spoken. And the reason why Joe is bigger than Joe Rogan is because Joe don't have to have no specific guest to do it. Even if Joe said, I'm firing everybody and I'm just doing live streaming, how much is he gonna get then? 0? Nope. People are gonna be tuning in. He'll have more than ACK still if he decided to go live stream today and fire everybody. Anyway.
I think it's all dependent on how much of their audience actually has like jobs and things to do during the day.
Shout out Bobby, somebody else that owe me money. He said Joe mastered Patreon. That's a fact. That's a fact. He mastered Patreon. If the industry is saying and has been saying that if you go from non-paid to subscription, you can expect 10%. That's what you can expect. And if you're at the top of the game, then you could probably expect more than 10%, but you have to have valuable content. Joe is not Joe Rogan. We always want to hear what he has to say about Drake. I'm never gonna not want to hear what Joe has to say about Drake.
It's bad enough that we're speculating on the Prize Picks deal and on the deals that he could get. But why would I chase any deals if I'm making $12 million annually and it's only going up? Now I'm quadrupling down on the reason these guests are coming. And it's gonna be more and more and more.
See, now me and him disagree right here. I don't think the guests are coming because Joe's doing well. Joe's been doing well. That's my point. He's been doing well. He's been happy to keep it no guests all the way up until now. But now that it's starting to get turmoil with Ish and everybody, he's like, I need to bring the guest in. Because no offense to Joe, but Joe is not me. I might sound like Joe every now and then, but Joe can't come on here and just empty his brain and then at the end of that, still have more to say? What happens when he's done talking about music? Then what?
I might drop a month of free quote-unquote Patreons in September and December. I'm trying to get everyone to join the Patreon. Wow. And then if you're part of the co-host, or if you're one of the co-hosts, and y'all don't have any equity in the JBN, and you're making $20,000 to $40,000 a month, shit, I'm going high with it now. Yeah, they could be making $40K a month and still want more if they seen these numbers.
That's a fact. I don't know why anybody would ever speculate that somebody on there was getting paid $5,000 a month. That's crazy. Nobody on there gets paid $5,000 a month. I promise that. But I guarantee you, because Ish and Joe have this exact discussion on the show, where Joe was like, what you guys got going this weekend? Ish is like, I'm working. And Joe's like, what do you mean working? He's like, yeah, I got houses I'm building. Joe's like, you're not still building houses, doing real estate? It's like, yes, I am. Because like in Joe's mind, he's like, I'm paying you $40,000 a month. Or let's say 30 or 20. In Joe's mind, it's like, I pay you $40 a month to come and sit down. It's just like, boy, you make $1 million a month. I'm supposed to sit here and just collect a $20,000 a month check and just no. What do you think this is? I'm still doing real estate, homie. Give me that check and I'm still working. That's an actual conversation that happened on the show. I haven't seen anybody post about that, but I was like, dude, this will let you know right there that, yeah, it's just making a lot of money, but that don't matter. If you next to your homie and your homie's making $1 million a month, I would be pitching him a new business every day at $1 million a month. He pulling up with a new car every month. That's crazy. That is some wild shit. I'm just saying.
I'll tell you what, Flip is taking your advice though.
Yep.
He's definitely taking your advice because he started pulling up with the baldy. You ain't never seen the baldy in the last I don't know how long I've been seeing Flip on the internet. I never seen the top of his scalp until like the last week. And I can only attribute that to Mr. Budden.
He's like, oh, you know what? Let me just go bald like Joe. And shout out Tripp. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't be happy for your mans. I'm just saying, how does that not motivate you to get off your... I can't sleep every day when my homie is handing me a $20,000 check and he's bringing home $1 million a month just from one platform. Dog, we're just talking about Patreon. Let's be real. Joe makes over $2 million a month. Joe makes over $2 million a month. Let's get to the real numbers now. How much do you really think he makes? Because I promise you, YouTube pays him more than Patreon. I don't care what nobody says. YouTube pays him, and Elevation talked about this. Elevation's like, bro, YouTube has to pay him more because I know how much I get paid off YouTube. That's what he said. He like, bro, if my videos do this much, I know how to count, okay? If I make this much, Joe has to be making this much from YouTube. So Joe's making probably $2, $3, $4 million a month. If we add up all the revenue, Prize Picks, YouTube, Patreon, Spotify, Apple Music. Yeah, I'm willing to bet that he's pulling in about $4 to $5 mil a month His overhead is not more than $1 million a month. His overhead is not more than $1 million. It's not more than that. So he can handle everybody's salary under 500K. Think about it. Everybody's salary under 500K. I'm bringing in 3 to 4 a month, and I'm pulling up in a new Ferrari every week. And I've been saying this. I've been saying this for over a year. It's just funny that everybody's seeing it now. Dude, y'all don't see how